the Justin Baldoni war with Blake Lively, which seems to me, initially I felt quite sorry for Blake Lively, then I've been reading all the messages between them all, and which he's been putting out, obviously, and it just seems like a pair of absolute weapons-grade narcissists.
In Blake Lively's amended complaint, Blake Lively mentions that there are two other unnamed actresses from the set of It Ends With Us that can corroborate the same story, basically saying that Justin Baldoni is a very, very bad man. But did Hollywood Reporter...
The backstory here, Blake Lively essentially threatened, you could say, Justin Baldoni, calling Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds her beautiful little dragon monsters that she sometimes has to use to get what she wants done.
Piers Morgan, never one to shy away from controversy, set his sights on Hollywood star Blake Lively in a fiery live TV clash that stunned viewers. Coming in hard and unfiltered, Morgan launched sharp jabs that left Lively visibly shaken and nearly speechless. Her attempts to push back barely landed as Morgan dominated the exchange with brutal precision. The tense moment exploded online, sparking instant backlash and turning the segment into one of the most unforgettable on-air showdowns in recent memory.
Now, spray gunning each other with as much dirt as they could possibly do, having spewed lovey-dovey stuff to each other for months on end. I mean, again, critical drinker, this is in your world. But, you know, I thought it was a great film. I got to say, I've not been to the cinema and actually sat through a movie and been as quiet and as attentive as I was to that in a long time. I thought it was very, very well done. A, do you agree? And B, what do you make of these two now just trying to destroy each other in public?
Well, A, I haven't seen the movie yet, so I can't speak
it's
to
really
that.
It's really good, honestly. I highly recommend it. I thought it was great. And they're both great in it,
drama. Yeah, I mean, as for the drama between them, like, if what he's alleging is true, she sounds like an absolute...
It Ends With Us, adapted from Colleen Hoover's 2016 best-selling novel, dives headfirst into the raw realities of domestic chaos and abuse. Blake Lively takes on the role of Lily Bloom, a woman caught in the emotional wreckage of a relationship that spirals from passion to brutality. With such heavy subject matter, the film demanded a careful, almost cautious rollout, fully aware of its emotional weight and the impact it could have on survivors and viewers alike.
Story that covers domestic violence, but it's not about domestic violence, it's about this woman.
Let's talk about the way that Blake Lively has been promoting It Ends With Us and how it's problematic, especially for a movie about domestic violence. So you might have seen this promo video. It's still on the It Ends With Us TikTok account. And in this video, she is sitting next to, I believe, Colleen Hoover, and she tells the viewer to grab your friends, wear your florals, and go see the movie, implying this is a lighthearted movie, rom-com, chick flick, and it most definitely is not. Full disclosure, I haven't seen the movie yet. I've seen a lot of TikToks about the movie, and I've heard that the movie itself and the domestic violence portrayed within it drew audible gasps within the movie theaters and then sobs from people as well. So marketing it as this is irresponsible. Her character's name in the film is Lily Bloom, and she has been wearing a floral. Critique here would be that it's not about you, and it's not.
You don't often see messy women in film. I feel like this is a film that's important to be made because just as an actor, I'm not often given the opportunity to tell the story of a woman that really experiences the entire spectrum of female or any human experience, you know? Like when you experience pain or trauma or darkness or sadness, that's your character. Or if you're light and levity and love and joy and hope, then that's your character. You don't often see a woman that gets to be so multifaceted because you don't often see messy women in film. And so to be able to be a woman who's contradicting herself, but yet it makes complete sense, and seeing the messiness of the human experience, I think is a beautiful thing to see because it makes people feel seen and not alone. And I know that's how I felt when I read Lily.
However, Lively's approach to promoting the film has sparked backlash, with critics calling out the tone-deaf nature of certain campaigns. From launching a hair care line to unveiling themed cocktails like Ryle on the Rocks, a wink at the story's abusive character, many saw the promotions as wildly off-mark. The move felt more like a cash grab than a tribute to the film's heavy themes, igniting debates over whether profit had been placed above purpose.
When they were filming It Ends With Us in front of my parents' place, I can't really speak to the entire movie, but specifically for this one scene, the only time that we did see her was like specifically when she was filming. I want to say she pulled up like 10 minutes before shooting, discussed a little bit, and then the cameras were rolling, and then pretty quickly cleared out. But I honestly don't know how much interaction she had with bystanders. There were a lot of people who wanted autographs, or like a photo, or get their book signed, but they blocked off basically the entire block during the time of filming. So I'm not sure about how any of her interactions went, if there were any at all, but I will say she did draw a big crowd.
Blake Lively has been vocal about her deep involvement in It Ends With Us, not just as the lead, Lily Bloom, but as a driving force behind the scenes. Taking on major producing duties, Lively revealed that her work off-camera was even more demanding than her on-screen performance. "I did it all," she stated boldly, emphasizing that there wasn't a single aspect of the film she didn't have a hand in. Her pride in shaping the project from every angle was unmistakable.
You know, I was lucky to be able to be involved in so many different aspects of this movie, not just on screen. On screen is the smallest amount of work that I did in this film, to be honest. I took the relationships with my mother or my sisters or my children and my feelings, and I mean it's all over this film, and in ways that nobody will ever know, and I'll never tell anybody. But when I sit in that theater with my loved ones, they see themselves all over this film. Moments we've had together, things we've said to each other. And I think that's why I feel so proud, and it's so personal to me.
Director Justin Baldoni claims Blake Lively pushed to alter a key rooftop scene and didn't do it alone. Reportedly, she brought in heavy hitters, husband Ryan Reynolds and close friend Taylor Swift. During a meeting at Lively's New York penthouse, Swift's surprise drop-in and glowing praise for Lively's script left Baldoni feeling boxed in. He saw it as a calculated move, using Swift's star power to sway him toward Lively's vision for the film.
As Justin sees it, as Blake was busy trying to strong-arm and take over every part of his movie, she, out of the blue, rewrote a part of the script and then gave it to Justin for him to see if he liked it and if they can put it in the movie. But she's not the writer on the movie. And then Blake told him that he should come over to her and Ryan Reynolds' penthouse and talk about that part of the script that she wrote. But when he arrived, to his surprise, her best friend Taylor Swift was there, imploring him to use Blake's script, saying it is the single best thing she's ever read in her fucking life. And keep in mind, this is all about career advancement for Blake Lively, and Taylor Swift has been one of the people supporting her in doing that and will be pretty ruthless to keep her friend succeeding. She even let Blake Lively direct her first project ever, which was a Taylor Swift music video.
Blake Lively did not even read the book that the movie was based on.
Correct.
And we're not talking War and Peace. And then she wanted to, ixnayed all of the wardrobe choices, because when you're making a movie about a poor woman who's suffering from domestic violence, you want her to look like she has money.
Right.
That Blake said.
That's what she did.
She looks like she has money.
Yep.
And she's dressing in florals, and then she's going on this press tour pushing her liquor line and her hair care line, because that's what women who are trying to escape with their lives are worried about.
That's what generated her negative press and led to a series of clips of her being insensitive in one way, shape, or form with other interviewers in the past.
To make matters messier, Baldoni alleges Lively hinted that Taylor Swift's My Tears Ricochet wouldn't make the trailer unless her edits were accepted. He points to a text thread with a Sony exec, implying Lively made her approval of the trailer conditional on having a say in the film's cut. It was a strategic play, using her close ties to Swift as leverage to influence key production calls.
Lively did not even read the book that the movie was based on.
Correct.
And we're not talking War and Peace. And then she wanted to, ixnayed all of the wardrobe choices, because when you're making a movie about a poor woman who's suffering from domestic violence, you want her to look like she has money.
Right.
That Blake said.
That's what she did.
She looks like she has money.
Yep.
And she's dressing in florals, and then she's going on this press tour pushing her liquor line and her hair care line, because that's what women who are trying to escape with their lives are worried about.
That's what generated her negative press.
Reports have surfaced suggesting that Blake Lively may have a history of alleged bullying on the set of A Simple Favor. According to sources, her behavior created a toxic environment, with assistant director Barbara Seaman even claiming that Lively's actions forced her to resign. As these allegations emerge alongside ongoing legal battles, they cast a dark cloud over Lively's professional reputation and raise serious questions about her treatment of colleagues.
Blake Lively was the reason an assistant director quit A Simple Favor. Allegedly, of course. And we learned this from Henry Golding's post. Henry Golding, who was in A Simple Favor, made a post with the poster for another Simple Favor. And under his post, Barbed Wire TV had commented, "I worked with you on the first one. My experience with everyone was absolutely amazing except for a certain someone who is the reason I quit being an AD. Guess who that person is? Wish you all the best with this though." And Barbed Wire TV went on to say, "I want to avoid attention around this, but I will say she was cruel to many. I know I cried my way home many nights because you try so hard to please someone who is never pleased and puts you down constantly. I can't believe it's actually getting back at her. Karma is real." And Barbed Wire TV, whose real name is Barbara Jaworski, definitely seems to work in like the production world. And for further proof, here's her IMDb. Seems to be under her maiden name. Says she's known for Barbed Wire TV, which obviously that's even her account name. Under projects, you'll see A Simple Favor. She was the 4th assistant director. So not only did we learn that she quit, but apparently she made many people cry behind the scenes, allegedly.
The controversy deepened when a 2016 interview with Lively resurfaced, sparking further backlash. In the interview, Lively's responses were seen as dismissive and sarcastic, especially when questioned about her pregnancy in cafe society. The journalist involved later described the encounter as a nightmare, pointing to the palpable tension and uncomfortable dynamics during their exchange.
Congrats on your little bump.
What about my bump?
You've got 2 nice ones.
And they are kind of bumps, aren't they?
No, not bumps. The lovely lady lumps. Check it out.
Thank you, thank you. You like the movie? Are you a Woody Allen fan?
I love most of his movies, and this one was so visually amazing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Did you guys love wearing those kind of clothes that you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And working in
Everyone
digital.
wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
I would.
I love Jesse's suits
He has some
and how
that's what I'm saying. His wardrobe was beautiful.
I know.
Corey's wardrobe was gorgeous. Those high-waisted pants.
He's so great.
I would wish men
and
wore high-waisted pants like that.
The resurfacing of a 2016 interview added fuel to the fire, intensifying negative sentiments towards Lively amid her ongoing promotional challenges. In the interview, Lively's responses were perceived as dismissive, especially when asked about her pregnancy in cafe society. The journalist involved later described the encounter as a nightmare, highlighting the tension between them.
We need to talk about this whole Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni stuff because I have a lot to say.
We talked about it like
we
our last
talked about it a little
episode,
before,
but there's more.
But there's a lot that's come out because now there's this like anti-Blake campaign that's going on.
Really?
And I'm low-key living for it.
I'm starting to think about just like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, like everybody's like love them, they're so attractive, love their goofy relationship, but like now I'm starting to think like the way they treat each other online in front of everybody, I'm like, what is it like behind closed doors? I bet you're both awful people. Like I bet you're both just like really terrible. Because the interview that she did, I don't know what, I mean, was it an Australian reporter? Or she did that interview with a reporter.
Oh, yeah.
And the reporter had known she was pregnant. And
Yeah.
said, oh, I love your bump. And then she goes, love your bump. And I was like, okay, well, that was crazy.
That's a wild remark to also hit back with.
Yeah.
I know. And the reporter's like, I wanted to cry in that interview. I was like, I would have wanted to cry too. Imagine Blake Lively pokes at your pot belly.
In the ongoing legal battle between Blake Lively and It Ends With Us co-star Justin Baldoni, recent developments have escalated tensions. Lively's legal team requested an extension to file an amended complaint, hoping to present new evidence against Baldoni. However, the judge denied the request, stressing the importance of sticking to the established timeline.
Blake No Teeth Lively has experienced yet another court loss. So she wanted to amend her lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, right? The judge said, okay, cool, you have until Valentine's Day, February 14th. And now Blake Lively was like, oh, hold on, wait a minute, we're not ready to present yet. And she was asking for an extension until March 5th. And then the judge said, okay, why? And she's like, duh, because I'm Khaleesi and I said so. And then the judge was like, LOL, yeah, no, I'll give you until Monday. I'll give you a couple extra days. You have until Monday, but you don't have until March 5th. And so now she has until this upcoming Monday, which is February 17th, to figure out what she's going to amend in her complaint. And initially there were rumors that the amendment was going to come with some sort of statement from Jenny Slate, who played Justin Baldoni's sister in It Ends With Us.
She filed an amended complaint that is 141 pages long. She added 48 pages to her initial complaint that she first filed back in December. The big bombshell here, according to Blake Lively, is that there were other women on the set who were also made to feel uncomfortable by Baldoni's alleged behavior. Blake Lively claims in this new updated complaint that another female co-star who is unnamed in this complaint, that she actually reported this behavior to Sony, which was the distributor behind this film. Now, I have reached out to Baldoni's team. We have not heard back, but you see there that they say that he did not hold himself accountable after this was reported, and instead that he used a louder voice, it goes on to say, to silence Blake Lively and anyone else who may have spoken.
Lively has reportedly stated in her complaint that multiple women raised concerns about Justin Baldoni's behavior on set, adding fuel to the fire. Sources claim Lively named 2 actresses who allegedly had issues with Baldoni, though these claims were later refuted. While Lively maintains she was acting in support of those who felt uncomfortable, critics argue that sharing unverified allegations can damage reputations without solid proof.